What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ryan Pineda Show, where we talk all things money, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of a CRM, what exactly it is, why you need it, and how for the first time ever, you can get mine. If this is your first time ever hearing the word CRM, it stands for Customer Relationship Management. Essentially, it is a database of all of your customer leads. So every time anyone expresses interest in your business or working with you as a client, you should be storing their contact information somewhere. You should be keeping track of different notes and things that you've talked about with that person. And if you're not currently doing that, you are way behind in your business. It's actually a miracle that you're having success if you aren't using a CRM. And CRMs kind of go through a progression for most people. When you're starting out, you probably can remember every client that you have, mainly because you don't have a lot of clients. This is how it was when I was a realtor starting out. I could count all my clients on one hand, so I didn't need a database. But eventually, you start having success, hopefully, and then you have more clients than you can remember. So the next step for most people is to put those clients in an Excel sheet, or a journal, or something like that. Well, you'll quickly learn that that's also not a good solution. There are many things that lacks that I'll explain later on. After you realize that doesn't work, you then start looking into softwares and you start Googling what's out there, which brings you to a whole different ballgame. There are CRMs in every single industry, and they all offer different features, different price structures, so it's hard to choose which one is best. I'm gonna explain how some of that works here in a second, but the question you need to ask yourself is, why do you need a CRM? The reason is, once you start spending a lot of money to generate leads, in order for you to get a return on those marketing dollars, you have to be following up with those leads the proper way. And if you don't have a CRM that is reminding you to follow up with those people and adding automation to your business, you will not get a return. You will forget to talk to these people. You're just gonna forget. There's just no way a human can remember to talk to this many people. You gotta have the CRM remind you with follow-up tasks. The CRM can let you know what had happened because you're keeping track of notes. The CRM can automatically text or email clients for you. There's so much automation CRMs can give you now, so they are now the ones following up with your leads for you. And as you build your pipeline up, you have to go that way. I can tell you for us, we've got thousands and thousands of leads in our CRM. There's absolutely no way we can go manually follow up with those 1,000 people. We have to have a system that does it for us. And I'm actually gonna show you our system later on in the video, show you how it works, and how you can get it too. But before I tell you about our system, let me tell you about what other systems currently offer. So once you make the choice that, hey, I need a professional CRM, you're gonna start Googling and seeing what's out there. I would say the most popular and biggest CRM in the nation is probably Salesforce. And Salesforce has platforms that can fit almost any industry. From what I've seen, it's very robust. There's probably nothing better than it, but it comes with a caveat. It's extremely expensive and it's typically for big business. So if you're just a one-man show and you're looking for a CRM, that ain't for you. I'm in real estate and I made my CRM for real estate professionals. That means real estate investors, realtors, those types of people. So that's what I'm gonna focus on, but the same principles apply no matter what industry you're in. But when you're looking at the real estate professional side, there's really two things you gotta keep track of. That's buyers and sellers. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Now, there are a lot of different CRMs in the space. And within those CRMs, there's really two things that I dislike and why I went the path of creating my own. The first thing I dislike is that most of them aren't very customizable. They are the way they are and you have to use it regardless of how your business operates. I run my business very different than most people. That's what's allowed us to be one of the best in our industry. So I would doubt that a normal basic CRM would fit my needs. And I tried many different ones and I realized, yeah, I don't like any of these. I need to go and create my own. So that was the first reason I did it. Second reason I did it was I don't like paying monthly fees. Many of these CRMs charge you in multiple ways. They'll charge you a startup fee, they'll charge you a monthly fee, they'll charge you a maintenance fee. There's a whole bunch of fees that they can charge. And I don't like that. To me, I would rather pay a one-time fee, own the system, and not have to pay any of that. If it breaks or if I want to tweak something, then I go pay a developer to go get the fix I want. I'm in complete control of my system, I own it. But other systems you don't own, you're not in control. You're paying that company a monthly fee to use their platform. And if they decide to change something, they can do that. And essentially, if you ever want to leave, it makes it really tough because everything is housed on their system. You could definitely pull the data, but it might be tough. And the cost of many of these systems is not cheap. On the realtor side, I've seen some really cheap ones at $20 to $50 a month, but on the real estate investing side, they're much more expensive. Most of them are anywhere from $100 to $200 to $300 a month. I've seen some as high as $500, $600 a month. So if I'm paying anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a year and I never own it, That's a lot of coin. I'm essentially leasing a car forever. But if I can pay a one-time fee and develop my own system and not have to pay those monthlies anymore, I'll make more money in the long run. And that's the approach I took. It did cost me thousands and thousands of dollars to create this, but it's a one-time expense and now I have it forever. But also because I own it, I can now offer to you guys if you want it. I can now sell it because I own it. And the beauty of owning anything is that you get to sell it. And that's the only reason I can now offer it to you guys watching this video. And I'm gonna show you guys how it works here in a second so you can see firsthand what I'm talking about. But I will tell you, just like I don't like monthly fees, I'm not gonna sell it for a monthly fee. I could probably make a lot more money keeping people on a subscription-based model, but I would rather sell it to you guys for a one-time fee, let you guys tweak it, let you guys do whatever you want with it, and not charge you that money. I don't like paying the monthly fees, and I assume you probably don't either. The big picture, you're gonna come out much further ahead by paying a larger one-time fee and then not paying monthlies the rest of your life. So that's the background of what a CRM is, why you need it, and why I created mine. So I'm gonna show you guys mine real quick so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Even if you never buy mine, it will at least show you what is possible with a CRM and how it helps us function at a high level. So let's go to my computer. Okay, so what we have here is a demo of our CRM. Now, what you'll see up here is a company called Podio. So Podio is where the CRM is housed on. Think of it like an iPhone. You can put different apps on it and customize it the way you want. This was the easiest solution for us. Many other real estate investing CRMs are based on Podio. It's kind of the go-to thing for real estate investors. I could have created a website all by myself for a CRM, but that would have made it crazy, probably like 6 figures. So I would rather just put it on Podio. And Podio does charge you a fee to put your stuff on there, just like Apple charges you a fee to have an iPhone, but it is very minuscule compared to other CRMs. Okay, so what you see here is kind of like a Facebook feed. You can see my sister, she made a little demo property, so it's something we could check. But this will happen anytime a new lead is inputted, anytime a lead is updated, it would go here. Here on the pending follow-ups, that lets us know, hey, do we have any active follow-ups we need to make? This is the type of automation I'm talking about that you need. It will remind you when you need to follow up. Appointments due today, so if you have any appointments set, we track how many new deals we got this month, how many active listings we have, whether it's as a realtor, whether it's our flips. We have our year-to-date closed deals, so this would show how many deals have closed. Current month closed deals, so this would be how many actually closed, not new deals. New deals would be new things under contract, stuff like that. Leads per month, so we can track, hey, how many leads are we getting every month? We have something called IS, current month projected revenue. You can change this, but IS for us is inside sales. So I wanna know how many did my inside sales agents put under contract? That would be somebody in my office. An outside sales agent would be somebody who's outside my sales office. They're the ones going on appointments and all that stuff. You got new leads over there. You got year-to-date projected revenue by month. So this would show, hey, how much revenue did we project each month? Year-to-date closed revenue by quarter, so we know how the quarter's doing for us. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. I'm not gonna go through them, but here's the deal. All of these tiles you can actually customize for yourself. So you wanna track any part of your business, you could change these tiles up to track the things you wanna see. Maybe you don't have inside sales and outside sales like I do. Delete it. You just have one salesperson. Perfect. Most people run it that way. Like I said, many businesses didn't have it the way I ran it, so I changed it for my business. You guys can change it for you. And I'm gonna get to that later in the video, but if you end up going with my CRM, the developer we give you can tweak it specific to you, which makes this very different than most. So up here are your apps, okay? This is kind of just your dashboard homepage. You have apps up here. So you have leads. These would be all your seller leads. Deals. These are deals you currently have in escrow. Daily reports. So I have all my sales guys write a report daily telling us how they did. Buyers. These would be all of our cash buyers. This can be your normal buyers if you're a realtor as well. Appointments, we keep track of every appointment we've been on. So in here, we'd actually track all of our marketing campaigns. So if we run a TV commercial, we're gonna track it for that month. We're gonna say, hey, this month, we spent $20,000. Here's how many leads we got from it. Here's how much revenue came from it. Then we can keep very good track of our KPIs. Title companies, team members, that's just to keep them on the roster. Follow-up sequences. So follow-up sequences are great. So for example, maybe we get a lead in the system who we cannot get a hold of. They're a brand new lead, they're just not answering their phone. So we can set what's called a follow-up sequence where we'll automatically follow up with them. Maybe on day one, it sends them a text saying, hey, this is Ryan Pineda. I know we couldn't get a hold of you. when would be a good time to chat? And it will automatically text them that. We don't even have to do that. Maybe day 2, we say, hey, I know you wanted an offer on your home. Is that still the case? It will automatically text them that. And you could set this up for day 3, day 4, day 5, as long as you want. Maybe you could set it up for day 1, day 5, day 10, so you're not hitting them every day. You could set a sequence up for many different scenarios. Maybe you have a really cold lead, so maybe you're gonna set them on a sequence to text them every 30 days because you don't wanna annoy them. Day 30, it's saying, hey, I know you weren't interested in selling your home before. Has anything changed? Day 60 kind of says some variation of that again. So it can do this through texting, it can do this through email. You can set the sequence however you want. That is one of the best ways we use automation. And the beauty is if they respond back to one of our sequences, the CRM will let us know, and then we can either text them back through the CRM or we can go pick up the phone and give them a call. This is the automation I'm talking about. You have text here. This text here is where you would create the text message campaigns I was just talking about for the sequences. For here, there's something called voicemail. There's a lot of gray area with voicemail. If you've ever gotten your phone to ring and then you couldn't pick it up, but yet you got a voicemail, that's what this is. I'm not getting the legality of it. Honestly, I don't really know. We don't use this one much because I'm not a big fan of it, but it's there if you guys want to use it. Emails, so obviously you can put them with your sequence and just set up an auto email. Genius Center is kind of some support with our developer, and this is just incoming communication. So I'll click these real quick because I know this video is taking a minute. I don't want you guys to be here all day. So here's what a lead looks like. You can filter all the leads by this, motivation. We keep Spanish, so we know our Spanish speakers can talk to them, where the lead came from, current week leads, all that stuff. But if you click a property address right here, you can see all the information about the lead. Right there, you got the address. You can see it right there on the map, which is really cool. The name, so you'd have the seller name, their phone number, all that stuff. When's the best time to contact them? Status. So you're gonna put them in a status. So for us, they start out as a new lead, and then they can go into any of these statuses depending on where they go. So if it's a lead that we are working, we'd put it in working lead. If we set an appointment, we'd put it up there, send them a contract. There's a whole bunch of things. All of this is customizable depending on what kind of statuses you wanna create. Spanish, so we wanna always push those to our Spanish speaker. Motivation. Deal type. So for us, a deal would be somebody who's willing to take a cash offer. 50-50 would be someone, we're not sure, maybe they're cash offer, maybe they're a listing. And then the listing would be obviously somebody who doesn't want cash, they want a listing. Sequence, so you can put them on a sequence. Maybe they're not answering. This is where you create those sequences that we were talking about earlier. If you want to add a follow-up date, you can do that here. Whoever is going to claim the lead is going to claim it right here. So if they're an inside sales agent or an outside sales agent, they're going to claim it right here. For many of you, if you're by yourself, you're claiming it. You're the only one in your company. But for us, we have multiple agents, so everyone works their own leads, they gotta claim them. Right here, you've got the Zillow information, which is nice. So it automatically will populate the Zillow info. You'll have the Zestimate, you'll have the bed, the bath, the lot, you'll have the comparable range, and then you'll have different comps. So if your guy's on the phone right there, he can easily have access to all the information of, hey, it looks like your home might be $394, looks like it's sold for $390, looks like your neighbor sold for this amount. It makes negotiating easier. Now, a lot of you are gonna say, well, Zillow's not always accurate. You're right. But when you're doing something quick and on the fly, it's not a bad tool to have. And then if you just wanna click the link, you can do it there. Kind of some repeat of that. For us, we have our offer range. We have tweaked this formula based on the current market, based on the year built, based on how much rehab we might think. Obviously, with older homes, we're assuming a bigger rehab. Newer homes, we're not. And you guys can tweak this to however you want. This is just for our business, how we would offer. So this is obviously a really low offer considering the Zestimate. Unfortunately for this demo, it is a Massachusetts home, which is not what we set this up for. We would definitely tweak this for the Massachusetts market. Take that with a little grain of salt. You guys can tweak it however you want. And if you're wondering, how do I tweak it? The developer can help you with that. Okay, how did you hear about us? We wanna know which marketing. Sale timeline, we wanna know, are they ready to go now? Less than 3 months, greater than 3 months? Is it currently listed? Is it occupied? Then just different parts about the property, lease term, asking price, offer amount, all that stuff. Hey, did we make them a verbal offer? What are some notes about this property that we need to know? What are the repairs? For us, we can then put our own ARV once we comp it out. We have the square footage here. For us, we use the price per square foot method on rehabs, which I've talked to you guys about. This will spit out a max allowable offer for you. So let's just say I said, hey, the ARV is 400,000 on this. We think that it just needs paint and carpet, okay? It will spit out all of that for us and say, hey, the max offer is 308,000. So that's much more realistic than this offer range that we were talking about above here. So we have the max offer of $308,000. Super easy for my sales guys. Here we can put parcel number, purchase price, EMD, all of these things so that we know what's going on with this property and the contract. And then this is part of your sequences. I told you guys, this is intense. This is why you need a CRM, so you know where your dollars are going. Then we have tracking information. So we can say where the cold caller came from, like which one of our cold callers it was. We can talk about the lead type, where did we get it from on all of our marketing channels. We have TV, most of you guys don't have TV, so you can just get rid of this. We can set an appointment, we can run a Zillow ARV, we can see what happened with the appointment, how did we close it? Was it in person, was it virtually? Did we have to renegotiate? I mean, renegotiating happens. I wanna know, I wanna track those things. Deal type, what kind of deal did it end up being? What kind of campaign? This stuff looks like just some code that they put in the demo. You can just delete that out. And a lot of this stuff will get auto-filled based on what you put. So that's what a lead looks like. Once you get a deal, okay, a lead converts into a deal, it would go right here. And then we would just have, hey, here's the property. Right now it's unassigned. We don't know what we're gonna do with it. Maybe we're gonna wholesale it. Maybe we're gonna keep it as a flip. You know, maybe we're gonna keep it as an LTR, which I call a long-term rental. Super simple. Here's where we would put our purchase price, projected ARV, projected rehab. Hey, if we're gonna assign it, here's our projected assignment fee. If we're gonna flip it, here's our projected flip profit. Maybe we're gonna wholesale it. I love the wholesale. So we put that here. We wanna know everything. This is why I said, when I created this, I wanted it specific to me, how I teach my students, how I run my business. There's nothing else like this, so I had to make it. Escrow details. You can see when the title or who the title company is, when this is gonna close, how much your EMD, are we JVing this deal with somebody, who got the deal, outside sales agent, which inside sales agent, where did it come from, what kind of marketing. We track all of this stuff, guys, even when we sell the deal. Who is the buyer, you know, end buyer EMD, how much are we gonna make on this? Okay, once we close it and it's done, everything that had to do with closing, what did we sell it for, how much did we put in a rehab, how much were holding cost, all of that stuff, guys. I'm tracking everything. I'm not gonna go through this, I've been talking way too much, but you guys can see it all there. As I said, daily reports, we don't have one in here, but if I wanted to add a daily report, this is how my sales guys keep track of everything that they're doing. Super simple. Buyers, very simple. You can just add a buyer right here. All of their information. Appointments, this is where we keep track of all our appointments. They're on this calendar. Campaigns, if you wanted to add a marketing campaign, okay? Here's your list that we're using. Here's the marketing channel, the date it started, how much we spend each month on that marketing channel. Here's the cost per Q1. This will auto-populate. Here's how many leads it got. Dead leads is just something that we call if we're not gonna really use it. Cost per deal. All that stuff. It'll calculate your ROI. Title companies, I'm not gonna go into that. Team members, I'm not gonna, I guess I'll go into, I'll show you guys real quick. Team members, you know, you're just gonna put your team member guy. See, just funny how custom it is. Like, we put shirt size. Like, no CRM puts what somebody's shirt size is. But I wanna know. We're gonna order swag, I gotta know what shirt size they got. Follow-up sequences, as we talked about before, if you're gonna create a follow-up sequence, here's how it's gonna go. You're gonna put your action in. So, whether it is a missed call sequence, which is what we're talking about. So, hey, they missed our call, here's how the follow-up's gonna go. Next action, 1 day. So if we're gonna have a sequence in 1 day, here's where it goes. What's the next action? Maybe it's in 10 days, maybe it's in 30 days. You can create up to 25 actions. That's a lot of actions. So you could have a whole follow-up sequence for over a year if you wanted to, or you could annoy someone for 25 days straight. I mean, it's really up to you. So here's the text. So as we've made a bunch of demo text, thanks for taking my call regarding the sale of your property. Please reach out if there are any questions. So these are just templates we made. Super easy, guys. Voicemail. If you want to add a voicemail, you got to upload it right here. Super easy. Emails, same deal. You're just going to create an email template and add it to your sequence over here. So guys, that's what my CRM looks like. As you can see, I had to create it custom because I run my business in a completely different way than most people do. The beauty is, as I said, I get my own system the way I want it, and I have no monthly fees to someone else. I do have to pay Podio their fee, but it's so small compared to everything else. And while using this system, we have done millions of dollars in revenue. Now, this system isn't the reason we've done that. The reason we've done that is because we run a really good business, but no doubt we could not do it without this system. When you have thousands of leads, as I talked about in the beginning, you have to have some automation in your business. You have to be constantly reminded of how to follow up with sellers. You've got to have good notes. You've got to be tracking your marketing. This system does all of that, and that's why I created it. That's why I love it. And look, you don't need a system this robust. If you're just starting out by yourself and you're unsure, you can go get a cheap system for $20, $50 a month. But I can tell you, this is the system we use because it works. So in conclusion, you guys definitely need a CRM. Doesn't matter if it's mine or someone else's. If you want access to mine, you can buy it in the link below. As I said before, it's a one-time fee. The developer will help get you set up, and then you and the developer can pay for any tweaks. You guys can pay for anything else you guys want to do. I think that gives you the most flexibility and it saves you the most money. And that's pretty much all I got, guys. So as usual, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Do me a big favor, go hit that like button. If you haven't already, go hit the subscribe button and go follow me on all the socials. I'm active on there daily, and go out there and get some deals. Take care.